Shalom, 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 shalom. I want to start off by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors unto my elders and apostles, the great millstone, which are the men that rule well, the men that taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect as always. And Lord's will, the title will be, We Are in the Last Days, Prepare Your Mind. All right. Which I really just wanted to read 2 Timothy's 3 and 1. I'm going to read down to verse 5 in the NLT. All right. And I'm going to also get Matthew's 24th chapter and just speak on it real quick to the Spirit, man. Salakia, I'm on my lunch break, so if you hear me, coughing and burping, that's why. But, Salakia, like I was saying, though, the inspiration for this lesson came from me just meditating, man, on how bad society's moving and the evil to come. I was just meditating on those things, and it just made me think of 2 Timothy's in Matthew's 24th chapter, man. And I read it in a different translation, and I just wanted to bring it out real quick through the Spirit, man, to edify. So this is 2 Timothy 3 and 1 in the NLT. It says, You should know this, Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times, right? And that's why in parentheses I put prepare your mind, all right, because we're not living in regular times anymore. We're living in times of nothing but evil, man. Okay, we're living in times where, even right now, I'm looking at these cameras and sensors and shit where I'm working at. Esau's technology, is reaching its peak. For him to commit his wickedness, for him to, you know what I'm saying, bring forth his NWO and bring forth the evil on earth that he wants to, bring forth, man. We're living in a time frame where everybody is man, wickedness is just at an all time high, man. Esau, he'll be on the move. Now he just I might make another video on it where basically Esau is gonna start basically fusing his military with the Israeli defense, man. All right, which makes sense because when Esau gives a go to turn the barrel of the gun to his own citizens, all right, and U.S. soldiers aren't going to do that. It's going to be the heathen. They're all going to be. Most of them are heathen, but it's going to be the other soldiers, man. The Israelis and the other nations that Esau is going to hire to do his dirty work. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that are coming, man. We're not, man. It ain't normal times that we're in anymore, man. You know, we're in times of where you have to keep your head on a swivel. We're in times where, the people that you working with are complete wicked weirdos. The people that you rub elbows with, your neighbors, you can't trust your neighbors. Not to say, walk around being a paranoid person. All right, but you do have to keep your head on a swivel. Okay, it says, verse 2, for people will only love themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at the Most High, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. Right, we're in peak wicked society. We live in a world where people have the mentality of not giving a shit about nobody else. People don't have morals no more. You know, there's phrases amongst these Jakes, man. It's crazy things that they be saying, man. Where they basically throw out morality for money, or they throw out morality for the sake of pleasure, and it's ridiculous. It's disgusting. You know, and if we live in a society where people don't have morals, all right, when everything collapses, all right, what do you think is gonna happen? It means ain't gonna be no, ain't gonna be no sharing, ain't gonna be no, getting together, uniting. Some people will, the majority won't. Majority of people gonna be free for all. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna look crazy. It's gonna be crazy out here. All right. It says they will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than the Most High, right? And this is the society that we're going to be in when tribulation hits. We're going to be living amongst these people who are, if you think they're bugged out now, how much more when there's no clean water and no food? They're going to bug out? They're going to bug out, man, on another level, man. If they don't give a shit now, how much more when there's a real reason to lose it, right? It says they will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than the Lord. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that could make them godly. Stay away from people like that, right? Keep your head on a swivel, man. That's the society that we live in right now. That's not to come. That's the society that we've been in since way back then when the Lord was on the scene, you know? And that was back, how much more now applying it to today? This is even more ungodly than it was back then. Back then at least people had some level of decency. But what, like the scriptures say in the book of Maccabees, when these Edomites, took over, when Alexander's generals took over, what evils were multiplied on the earth. Wickedness is on a whole nother level. Let me check, make sure my mic is on. Thank God. Shy. For my brothers that be screen recorded, sometimes you forget to turn on the mic. But anyway, hey, the time frame, man, that we are in, the timeline that we're living in is straight hell. All right. And what really makes it, that bad is the people, man. The people that are in rulership, the people that are not in rulership, everybody's just wicked as hell. The only people that are sane or sound minded are us that's in the truth, us that's in the know. This is Matthew 24:7, and I'm going to read down to 13 in the NLT. It says, nation, oh, okay. Nation will go to war against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Right. And what just happened recently in the news, if you haven't already heard, all right, Iran attacked a oil refinery out in, I believe, I don't want to say the wrong country. I believe it was Saudi Arabia. Might have been somewhere in the UAE, but I think it was Saudi Arabia. Okay. It says nation will go to war against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. But all this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come, right? This is just the beginning stages of it. I mean, we know that we're living in times where the wars and rumors of war are at an all-time high. But how much more now, man? This is actually, because there was always wars, but this time it's multiple countries being involved. It ain't just two or three countries. You know, you got Iran saying basically, all right, you gonna mess with me? I'm gonna take y'all out. I'm gonna take myself out with y'all. You think you're gonna take me out? I'm gonna take y'all with me, basically. You know? It says verse 8, but all this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come. Then you will be arrested, persecuted, and killed. You will be hated all over the world because you are my followers, right? And that goes for us, man. Lord's will, we're able to escape certain evils, but nonetheless, okay, the Heavenly Father, hey man, we're gonna be persecuted for His sake, all right? Because what, the world hates our Lord, the world hates Yahweh Shai, man. That's why we're gonna go through the persecution, because what, the majority of the world is wicked. Okay, um, and many will turn away from me and betray and hate each other, and many false prophets will appear and will deceive many people, right? And a false prophet doesn't just have to be somebody who's necessarily preaching religion. It could be somebody that's bringing forth a Esau in a way, because he's bringing forth a wicked type of quote unquote salvation. You got Elon Musk with the Neuralink, the brain C hip. That's a form of him being a false prophet and deceiving people with false salvation. You know, it says, sin will be, and here's the point, sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold, right? So sin is going to be at an all time high, man. Okay, we have to keep that in mind. All right, we have to keep in mind that you know the what's it called? The level of wickedness. Hey, the scriptures say that greater evil shall happen than what you see here. Okay, so all this wickedness, man, yo, it's gonna be terrible, man. Because hey, the people ain't moving right, right? So how much more when they have a reason to revolt, when they have a reason to really bug out and go crazy? How much more? I don't know how true it is, but I just seen a video about DJT talking about sending the police and giving them like a 1 hour purge in Jake neighborhoods to do whatever they have to do to lower the crime. One whole time, even though our people, they be wicked, but the whole time, shit, most of the time Jake don't be doing nothing. Jake be, of course Jake be wicked, but it be petty crimes. You know what I'm saying? So who knows, man? We'll see what happens. But however, it doesn't matter if that's true or not, because at the end of the day, that type of thing is going to happen. It ain't going to be no hour. See, because the Lord already told us that they shall be like madmen, sparing none, still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. That's the time frame that we're going into, man. The evil is being multiplied. It says here that sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved, right? That's the elect. If you endure to the end, you'll be saved. Lord's will, that's us. Okay? So that's the time frame that we're in right now, man. We're at the beginning stages of this, man. We're at the beginning stages of, you know, um, what's it called? The evil is Jacob's trouble happening, man. All right? All we're waiting for right now is, shoot, that event, that one event, or just Esau bringing down legislation to go and lock people up, lock up the preppers, the people with the bug out bags. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, man. But nonetheless, man, that's all I wanted to bring out real quick through the spirit, man. I want to give all praises, going honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rechak, Wadash. Double honors unto my elders and apostles, a great millstone, which are the men that rule well and taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations as always be to the elect, man. Shalom.